realize that Jesus had an encounter with a fatherless generation who I call the Pharisees and the Sadducees and all the seers, and they wondered why Jesus spent time with useless people. They had issues with Jesus because they expected Jesus to walk with the to-do, the holy, the righteous, and all those kind of people. But they look at Jesus' fraternity or the people Jesus worked with, and they questioned him. And they questioned him because to them, he should have made more time for important people. So the book of Luke chapter 15 is a whole chapter titled Lost Things. The whole of Luke 15. In Luke 15, Jesus gave 3 notable parables about people who got lost or things that got lost. But my subject will be the last one that got lost. In the first analysis, you will know that Jesus spoke about, are you here? About a sheep that got lost. Amen? Your amen is not good at all. And a sheep got lost naturally. There are times people naturally get lost. And the Bible said, when a sheep got lost, hear this one, the owner of the sheep left the 99 and went to look for the single one. And sometimes people get worried when even a pastor has left the majority and is attending to a single person. If our life in the days of Jesus, I'll have issue with Jesus in John chapter 4, when you have 12 disciples, you send them to go and buy you food. And when they go, you sit down, wait for a particular one woman to come, and then you spend the day converting one woman. And when that woman was converted, the woman brought a whole city to Jesus. The city of Samaria, where Jesus himself, if you had dared to go, they would have killed. I don't know whether you're understanding me. So this was not just giving a parable based on just a parable or a story, but it was something he himself lived. Now the sheep got lost naturally. Sometimes we live God's will naturally. Sons and fathers break away naturally. There are things that are natural. You are born, your father dies, or your father and your mother breaks up. It is not your fault. Sometimes when they break up, children make it their fault. And let me tell you, it is not your battle. Oh, amen. Children make it a huge thing. It is the two of them that have decided to do that. So that is natural. And there is also the next one that he spoke about a woman who had some coins and he lost a coin. And that coin didn't get lost naturally, it was lost accidentally. And the Bible said when this coin got lost, now in the first place, when the sheep got lost, the shepherd, who is like a father, went looking for the sheep. In a second one, when the coin got lost, what the owner of the coin did was that he went to the room and ransacked the room. And last I was asking you, how many of you have 99 Ghana cedis, you need 100 Ghana cedis, and you start looking for 1 Ghana cedis in your room before? How many of you have been there before? You want a balance. I always say that when you don't have money, that's when you remember those who owe you. Oh, amen. So this woman entered her room and she didn't care what she threw out. She ransacked the room, put this here, cleared this in. What was she looking for? A coin. And at that particular time, it looked like everything in the room was insignificant. What was significant for that woman was the coin. So because of the coin, everything in the woman's life was in disarray, was disorganized. Why? One day a man left the house. That house was never kept. When the man came back, the room was very well kept for the first time. So the man asked the wife, what has happened here? Has Jesus visited? What has happened? He said, no, I lost the charger to charge my phone. So I had to look everywhere. By the time I finished, the whole place was messed up. So I had to put it back together. So charger getting lost made the whole room had to be kept in order. So sometimes there are some things that get lost so that you can be put together again. Now, when the woman found the coin, she added it to the other. She was happy. Now, that doesn't mean the woman was not interested in the 99. But without the other single one, the thing was not whole, was not complete. You don't understand this until you have been there before. Yesterday, when we closed, this week alone, we've bought close to, where's Pastor David? We bought close to almost 300 or so bags of cement. We're still counting. And when we finished, I asked them to pack the cement paper and coal. And I asked one of them, have you ever sold cement paper before? Come on, talk to me. And a lot of them were lost. Even though I'm not coming from a poor home, I've sold cement paper before. It's very good for the granite seller. When you give the granite seller, anytime you pass by, you collect your dividend. So to you, it is just graphic paper. But to somebody, it is a way of making money. You don't, that kind of paper, you don't get instant money, but you just give it to the sellers. Anytime you meet them, they have to give you granite. How many of you have done that before? Let me see your hands up. Wonderful. Wonderful. So there are people who have gone down before. I mean, so to the person, what is cement paper? I remember when we cleared the place the first time, there were a lot of metals there, and Pastor Victor was so wild. I was wondering what he was doing with these metals. He put this here, put this here, put them together. I was watching him quietly. Then he sent for somebody to come and buy them. When he bought them, he used it to buy food for all the people who were there to eat. Now, if it was you would throw that thing away. Oh, this one is nothing. But see, if you have been down before, you know how to treasure things that are down. Now, if you have not been down before, there are certain things you don't know the use. My mom had a character which I picked from. She goes around the house. When she sees a pin, she picks it. When she sees screw, she picks it. And when they asked her why, he said, you never know the use now. It is like if it is in your house, it means it came out of the TV or the radio, but you don't know where it is. So she had this metal magnet that she puts them on. One day when she's there, you realize, oh, this thing is supposed to fit here. Then she goes for it and she fixes it. But you, when you see the thing is on the floor, you throw it away. Very soon your TV will not have a cover. Now, you see, sometimes we lose people without noticing we are losing them. We only find out that we've lost them when it is all over and nothing can be done about it. But it's the little things that you do that can keep things always coming together. Can I hear an amen? Amen. Then from verse 11 of Luke chapter 15, he then begins to talk about another story about somebody who got lost. Now, the first one, I said the sheep got lost what? Naturally. Are you with me? The coin got lost accidentally. Now, the third one was the prodigal son who didn't get lost accidentally or naturally, but willfully. We are going to talk about the willful son, the willful lost son now. Now, in all these three stories, you know that when the sheep was found, he was still in complete shape. When a coin was found, it was still at the same value. But when the prodigal son who lost it willfully returned, the value had depreciated. So willfully doing certain things, accidentally doing certain things, mistakenly doing certain things, and naturally doing certain things don't bring the same result. I know you will not clap because you don't understand me. No, papa no man, no. Good. So the sheep will naturally get lost because it is meh. It's a sheep. A coin will get lost because once you are putting it together, naturally one will it's as if the nakoto bomb. Has your key fallen in the gutter before? That's where you see that human being we are nothing. you will remove your dress. You clear the gutter. And you say, this area must be clean, this area. And they say, move from there. So no, I'll move. If I move, I'll forget the line. Get me this. Because that little key is insignificant, but it holds the process or the way to enter into your house. Or else you have to cause more damage to your life. May you not lose valuable people. And let me tell you this. Most people don't know the value of things. Let me give you an example. We think that men or fathers or men build houses and women make home. Don't tell anybody. I'm sure my wife is not listening. 3-4 days ago, I was going home and I missed my daughter so much because I had not seen her for like 3 days. I come early, go home late when she's asleep. So I did some little shopping for her, bought her Pringles and some few things she liked. Today she came to my office with Pringles and said, Mommy bought it for me. I said, yes, Mommy bought it for you. So I took the Pringles, look at it carefully to see if it is my own. And I realized it is still my own. I'm here to find out if she has bought her another one on the way. But the truth is that because men sometimes provide, go to work and go, it is so easy for you to think that men are irresponsible. I remember when we were in Malam, we were doing church, we had this pastor who we used to give money to. Oh, I didn't have time then to fellowship like they have fellowship with almost everybody. I fellowship with some, so we give them money. Oh, do this. By the time we know, he has told the people that he is the one who has been taking care of them. So the people followed that man to his church. And after a year or two, they realized that it wasn't true. Because something that you have not been doing naturally, when you artificially start doing it, you will give up on the way. You see, you can pretend to be doing things. Like today's Father's Day, people will naturally take pictures. This is my father. You've not visited the man all throughout the year. By his Father's Day, you must say something. I always said I'm not a pretender. What I can't say, I won't say. People, Mother's Day and Father's Day, that's when you see fake. And these days, Father's Day has become boyfriend day. And Mother's Day has become girlfriend day. So somebody said, I want to appreciate my father. And it's not a father. It's somebody that are going to get married very soon. I think I'm not preaching so far. Hello? Now, one of the things is that this son, the Bible says a certain man had 2 sons. Now, let's look at these 2 types of sons. Amen. I don't know, but I don't know, but I've become so passionate about this father-son thing. I don't know in my generation who is crazy about this thing. Recently, I was sitting down with a big bishop, and we were talking about fathers and sons, and I was surprised about the level of things I understand about sonship. Because let me tell you this, I hate it when people call you father or mother. The first person who made me understand that thing was my own wife when she was telling me that the people who call you daddy, 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 are they really sons? Because most often they just say it because it's a title. They're just saying it for your head to be getting so. When she said it, Nisha was like, but I had to sit down and realize that it's true. Most of them are just saying it because if you see the test of sonship is when I can get you to do what you don't want to do. But let me tell you this. The first thing you will find about a father is every father is protective. If a person is not protective, he's not a father. Every father is protective. And anybody who is protective has guidelines, rules, and regulations that guides. You see, let me find out from you. Let me give you an example. If you are growing up with your dad in the house, you can come home at 10 p.m. and your dad will say you are welcome. I don't know which house you are coming from. I don't know. My mom took care of me. There was no father. I only got to know my father recent. It was last year I met my father face to face. Last year. It was 1 year, 1 month that I met my father first time face to face. My father looked younger than me anyway. Let's go. Where was I even then? I didn't hear you. I grew up with my mom, and my mom behaved like a father to us. And interestingly, if you leave the house, before you leave, she has looked at your dressing, A to Z. If you come back and the dress has changed, who gave it to you? You say, somebody's mother. I said, let me go and say thank you. These days, we have people who don't want protection and yet they want fatherhood. They want to do what they want to do. Let me tell you, protection doesn't come because when you are in trouble, a father picks a gun. Protection comes because a father knows the way, so he guides you with rules and regulations so that you don't get into the evil way.
Thank you.
Now, in the story of the prodigal son, you find out that this man had 2 sons, and the younger, he didn't want to wait for his father to die. He went to his father, and his father said to his father, the property, you are staying too long. So, as a matter of fact, divide my own. So imagine, it didn't say divide it into 3. So that father, you take your own. My brother will take, and this one will take. Say, divide it into 2. Let me have my part. And my brother will have his part. Then you, the father, you have no portion. Somebody has worked all his life to get your inheritance. You decide a share. And look at the father. The father said, okay, and gave this guy his portion. Now let's read it. Let's read. Verse 11. Let's read from verse 11. And, 12. Let's go. Then the younger of them said to his father, Father, give me the portion of the goods that befalls to me. So he divided to them his livelihood. And not many days after, the younger son gathered all together what he has gotten. Journeyed, and learned the word far country. Let me tell you, you can never say you have a father and you stay far away from a father. Because father-son, father-daughter relation is a close bond. Now, when you see people want to stay far away, it's because they want to do what their own thing, because when they are close, they can't do it. Is it true or is it not true? I tell people this, that if you feel like fornicating, and you have to pass through, your mother and your father are sitting down, you control yourself. You can can easily say that you are living holy, or you stay alone. Then you know that holiness was a covering. It was because you were staying with your parents. Because when you have your own apartment and your boyfriend visits you and girlfriend, can I watch movie 1, movie 2, movie 3? Oh, it is 12. Can I sleep over? But if you are parents in the house, you knock your door. Hey, when is your friend going home? Is it true or is it not true? And that is protection. You don't like it, but that friend will go. And because we are in an era, people want independence. Let me give an example. Look at some independence is good. You can have independence and yet dependence. Let me explain. You can be independent if the rules and regulations that you were dependent upon under your father will still govern you in your independency. You can't get that one. Success is a principle, so is failure. If you live a certain way in Ghana and we give you that same door in UK and in America, you still come back the same. I'll get there. Some of you, the way you spend money, the way you spend money, I can know that you will never be rich. No, most people, Let me ask you a question. Have you raised money for our church building? Answer me. Have you raised money for our church building? Is it going on? That should tell you how wise I am. Most people by now, everybody, they'll give you a bill. Every department, this is what you are contributing. But every day we are spending. Where is the money coming from? It's what we call prudent measures. Reducing spending. Profligate. P-R-O-F-L-I gate. Reckless. Buying things you don't need. You will get there. The problem was not the father dividing the inheritance. The problem was he decided to take his inheritance and move far. And I always say that if Satan wants to destroy you, it's simple. He takes you far away. You are your own boss. You are your own ruler. Your own champion. Everybody said this that I don't want anybody to control me. Master, everybody needs control. Look, even Jesus needed control. Who said in the Garden of Gethsemane, Jesus was not under control? He didn't want to die. What is the Father, into your hands I commit my spirit? Before he said, Father, into your hands I commit my spirit, he has said, Father, take this cup of suffering from me. Are you here? You are not here. You are too quiet. Most people have not made it in life, not because they didn't have the same opportunity like others, but the problem is that they didn't have anybody. One of the duties of a father is to guide them. They don't like any guidance. They want to do what they want to do. That's why Paul said in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, when I was a child, I thought like a child. I spoke like a child. You see, children have a way they think. Are you here? You are not here. Let's read go. When I was a child, I spoke like, okay, I understood. Okay, let me give an example. Can I give the example? I tell my daughters this, and they don't get it. How many of you have gold, and you carry the gold all through town, showing it to everybody? That I have gold, I have gold, I have gold, I have gold, I have gold. How many of you do that? Okay, if you have gold, what will you do? You are going to do what? You will keep and hide it. Why are you exposing your body to the world? Because you don't value your own body. You see, this one, when you were a child, you will not understand till you grow. A man meets you. He says, I will sleep with you. I will test you before marriage. Ask the person that is he saving money. Why does he chop the money? He will tell you, I'm saving this one for a building. I'm saving this one for a car. I'm saving this one for this. But you can't save me for the day you marry me. And you think you are valuable. He just tells you you are useless. Things that are valuable are kept. When you are a child, you don't understand this. You meet a man, you want to show him you are good in bed, skills. So the skills is what you want to use to marry. Your understanding is small. And I always say this, ladies, hear me. Guys have a mentality. Every guy has a guy. When you meet a woman, when you don't sleep with her, she chops your money. So sleep with her and you will chop her money. Is it true? When you've not slept with a woman, her heart is not in it. She'll buy me credit, do this for me. As soon as you sleep with her, she becomes your property. Then you start showing her where true colors is, because election campaign time is over. This is why I'm telling you, you won't mind me. You think I'm yobbing, but the guys know that I'm telling the truth. When you were a child, you think like a child, you behave like a child, but when you grow, by that time, they would have finished you long ago. When you are a child, that's when you think that wearing suit is rich people. Using iPhone then is rich. When you are a child, it's when you think that wearing designer shoe is classy. So you have bought designer shoes. I mean, I wear this, I wear that, I don't wear this. What shoe are you? When you meet people, you ask them, what shoe are you wearing? What's the name of your belt? Who is your designer? They even say, who are you wearing? Is it true or is it not true? Look at us and say, who are you wearing? Who are you wearing? No, that's dress, the top. Who are you wearing? Did you sew it yourself? Pastor Charles, who are you wearing? Yourself. You also sewed yourself. You design yourself. Look at who are you wearing? You, who are you wearing? Katamanto. But if you have not told you it's Katamanto, you will not know. When you are young, it's when you think that boutique is better than force. Oh, I think I'm not telling you the truth. When you are young, it's when you think that giving women money make them love you. It's not true. That woman will meet somebody who has a house and will marry the one who has a house because that is future and will disappoint you very soon. When you were a child, no, the man look at his father and say, give me inheritance. Master, let me tell you this. You see, let me tell you this. I fear for this generation because they prefer money than honor. Any small thing people do, they want to be paid. He preferred his inheritance than a father. He took the inheritance. They can give you $1 million, but you become poor again. Let me give you an example. When I was young, I used to be very bad in school. I wrote love letters, made money. If your girlfriend or boyfriend breaks your heart, if you come and tell me I can write a letter for you, the person will come back, but you pay. I was working. I was young, but working. Had ways and means of making some of them I can't tell you. It's serious. I was so bad. When expatriates came from abroad and they needed women to sleep with, I connected them. So I collect my money from the lady, and I connect my money from the white man, and I joined them and I stay back. But let me tell you this. When I became born again, I realized how foolish I made money, but I didn't even have a shoe. That was when I started and realized I could have bought Tico, like 5. Then Tico was the main car for taxi. Some of you don't know Tico. You know what I used the money to buy? I bought Kalkani jeans, Kalkani boot, Kalkani singlet, Kalkani panty. So when you meet the ladies and you bring your Kalkani out, look and wear Kalkani. Some of you don't even know what is Kalkani. Upanga sandals. Upanga. Sibo shoe. You can use 2 years to sew trousers, but because it was trending, your bar is bar 25. So you buy 3 years so that you sweep the whole town. And when you go and sew, you come home, your father will say, you had more debt. When they are talking, oh, you had more debt. When your father is saying, this trousers, it is too big, oh, you had more debt. Is it true or is it not true? Today, look at you. Look at you. Look at your base, your bus. Verse 3.
If you see my Bible says,
We will intentionally buy shoe and buy tokens to talk. And when your talking is finished, you buy another one.
my talking to room other.
Somebody shout mercy.
My talkings come up otherwise.
So this son, listen, let me tell you this. Move away from anybody who prefers money to people. Anybody who can betray you when it comes to money is not worth a friend. Money will get finished. Look, my mom taught me something. He said, one thing you should never be wicked with is food. You see, no matter how much you eat, you throw some away. You will poo-poo. Food. If you are anybody who is wicked with food cannot be a good friend. Food. You will eat alone, not mind you. That person fear him. Because he prefers to poo the food. If you eat gari olonka, by the end of the day, if your body can only take one ball, the rest is waste. It is not how bellyful your stomach becomes. It is what your body needs. When you are a child, you don't understand this. There, he journeyed. He intentionally, this guy is a willful. After he got a property, he traveled to far country. Those days, there was no telephone, no email, no connection, no contact, some place that nobody can get. That's why people don't like a church like Bridge. I don't like a church that everybody knows me. I want a church that when I go, I get lost so that I can misbehave. That's why when I close, I stand on the veranda, I greet everybody. How are you? And sometimes even while shaking you, I'm prophesying. Because the thing is that people hide in church. They want a church that they can hide. Nobody knows their part. No call from a pastor, no call from anybody, so that they can do what they want to do. It is my life. You are quiet too. Look at, are you close or you are far? So many people are far away from their fathers. Now, many people are far away from Father God. Why are you not coming to church? I sinned 3 days ago, so I can't come to church. So I will come. Oh, Pastor, I will come. So after 2 months, you start coming. As if the thing you did, Father God didn't see. You have dug the earth and put your head under, and your buttocks is showing. And you say, because I don't see, nobody sees me. You put your head under the soil. Say, hey, do you see me? Me, I don't see you. Look at how far are you? That's why if you listen to a lot of the songs choir sings, they are all intimate. Draw me close to you. All the songs is to get close to God. Because listen, if you get close to God, the more closer you get to Him, the more He instructs you. The more closer you get to God, the more He instructs you. The further you move, the less He instructs you. Oh, am I talking to somebody here? Some of you, for God to talk to you, you must shout. Everybody must share your matter. But some of us, we are close enough that for God to talk to us, a whisper is enough. Can we go on? And there, he wasted his possession with prodigal living. And this is what many people don't understand. Prodigality doesn't mean you are backslided. Prodigality simply means you are a waste. Poor people are wasteful. Do you really need German hair? This is German hair. Peruvian hair. Brazilian hair. You see, you spend money on bragging rights. I have a 3-bedroom house I've rented. Staying with you alone. We're full. Look, please pardon me, but I'm being sincere. I tell people stay in America, London. They rent apartment as Ghanaians, as Nigerians. They all stay in one house so that they can all share the rent. Why would you do that in America? Even because that place rent is, and here you rent 3-bedroom and you are staying there alone. Say, I want to be a big man. Are you here with me? You tell them, rent with somebody so that both of you can be in the same house. Me, I don't want to share. Me, dear, when people look into your things, I don't want anybody. And because you bring your girlfriend to sleep here in the night, and somebody will know. So that, because if the two of you are in the house, one room, and your girlfriend comes, you will not get a place to sleep. So you don't like it. You have already planned in your head the sins you commit with the blessings of the Lord. I think I'm not preaching. Look at somebody, how far are you? What did the person say? Look at how far are you? Look at them and say, what are you wasting your money on? Let me tell you this. Some of you, we are in the middle part of the year, true of us. Is it part? Out of the 365 days, you've spent half. How much is half? Out of that half, you have used half to sleep. So whilst people are spending 1 year, you use 1 year for sleep, 1 year, half for sleep, and half to quarter for joking, and the rest to look for job. That's why you are poor. I was teaching the workers something. I said, in business or in corporate body, the people who talk more are paid more than those who carry blocks. And I said, do you know why people who talk are paid more? Who talk and think are paid more? Because talking makes you lose more energy than carrying blocks, and they don't get it. So whilst you are carrying blocks, you are talking. You are losing double energy. So I tell them, when you are working, keep quiet. It takes a mature person to understand what I'm saying. Say, that's you. He doesn't do anything. Or you come and say, move it here, pass it here, go there, pass here, and then they $45,000 they sign for him. Me, I carry everything. They give me 1,000 Ghana. You don't use something. You don't use your brain and your mouth. You use your muscle. It is vain to rise up and sit up late and eat the bread of sorrow. It is not those who work hard that are prosperous. It's those who work smart. Look at someone, what are you wasting your time on? Let the bell cease. Look at someone say, what are you wasting your time on? What are you wasting your resources on? Now, people, let me tell you this. People don't want a father who can tell them how to live their life. Don't buy that one. Don't do this thing. You don't need that. But you have one. Yeah, I have one, but it was my mistake. The fact that your father has something, let me give myself an example. Me, I don't buy anything. Everything I have is a gift. From the crown of my head to the sole of my feet, my Baba doesn't charge me. Everything I stand here with, the only thing that money bought is mine, is this ring. That one, my wife bought it for me. Why is it your matter? She didn't like the ring and decided to change it for me, that's all. But, so if you look at somebody and say, oh, he has some. Where I get it from and where you get it from are two different things. Is it true or is it not true? That's what the Bible said. They that compare themselves to themselves are not wise. Because if you compare yourself to people, you always waste. Look at something. Are you prodigal? I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you. Now, the next thing you realize is that, let me go on. Fathers, if you have a father, I said fathers, they protect, they do what again? They guide. And the next thing is that fathers give opportunities. The money, the inheritance the man gave to his son was an opportunity. Why did David call Saul my father? He gave him the opportunity to preach his first sermon. A father gives opportunities. Watch out for people who take opportunities for granted. I taught my pastor something. I said, when you have one big opportunity, break it. We call it break the pulpit. Years ago, I was invited to a church to go and preach. Funny enough, they said they are giving me 5 minutes. An Assemblies of God church, 5 minutes. What can you do with 5 minutes? You've traveled from Accra to Kumasi. They gave you 5 minutes. I told Pastor David, time me for 3 minutes. 5 is too much. I said, praise the Lord. The people were quiet. Praise the Lord. The people were quiet. I said, everybody be on your feet. First 1 minute, I sang a song. I threw my hands. People fell down. They put no aquano. Yes, power. I said, now sit down. 1 minute gone. Now I have 2 more minutes to talk. Obadiah 1:17. On Mount Zion shall be deliverance and holiness. The house of Jacob shall possess their possession. Yes, I said, if you get delivered, you must live a holy life, or else the demons will come again, so they can possess your possession. Next, be on your feet. 1 minute. Now I began to prophesy. The people came to me and said, continue. The service was supposed to close at 9. We closed at 1, 2 a.m. And we're still begging for more. The following day I was there. 5 minutes. They called you, come and sing. Say, today they didn't come. Say, come and do that. What are you doing? You are using us for choir practice. Hey. Now I want to really minister to presidents and ministers of states, not these ones. So you are using the people here for choir practice. Look at someone and say, what are you wasting your time on? I didn't hear you. One of the things I hate around me is wasters. Anybody who can waste your time can waste your resources. I have a friend who got angry with me yesterday. We were talking. I know you'll be watching me. Let me say it. I'm coming from Tema. He said I should meet you in front of a place. When I get there, somebody will pick me. I got there. I called. The person wasn't there. I waited 15 minutes. The person is still not there. So I called. The person calls me. He said, I can't come. So you go forward. You meet me. I go forward. Say, keep going. You meet me. I go. I say, oh, wrong journey. Return. I cut the phone and drove to the office. And this man calls me and said, you didn't do well. Me, I didn't do well. I don't have time. I told him yesterday, I don't have time. You see, there are people who are prodigal. They don't have anything to do. They will walk and come to your house and say that, today Chelsea is playing. Will you watch? You know why people abroad make it faster than us? If you go outside, if you don't tell somebody you are coming to visit and you come, he will mind you. It is only Ghana that you get a visitor. You have to escort him to the lorry park. Or else you are disrespectful. Abroad, as soon as you open the gate, bye-bye, you go. I have other things to do. Oh, is it true or is it not true? But Ghana, somebody comes to visit you, you must escort the person to the lorry park. Somebody said, these days, I don't call. I said, I'm building. I don't make calls when I'm building. They said, why? I said, I have to reduce credit. They said, why? I said, there are some people in Ghana, if you call them, You have to greet a fwa, mami fwa, or papa fwa. Fwa. So all I do is that, good morning, hope you're okay. That text is enough. It is not that we are going to do fwa. I didn't mention anybody's name. But there are Nigerians like that too. There's Nigerian people like that. Master, go straight to the point. How many of you have received messages from me and I don't? How many of you receive messages from me? I don't greet. I go straight. Where are you? Move. Charlie, sometimes certain things must be cut off. Let's go straight to the point. Good morning. How are you? Is everything okay? Okay. I wanted to say that. So that's why you're wasting my time. I wanted to say that. I wanted to find out if we're in a condition to hear me out. Do you have time? Should I still type? I blocked you long ago. Look at some say wasted people must be out of your life. And one of the things fathers do is that they take you away from waste. Frank, don't sleep. What took a father 20 years to do should take you 5 years to do. Because you have a DNA. You see the song the chorister sang, he said, your thoughts define me. When you have a father, the thoughts of the father define you. His thinking becomes part of your thinking. He learned it the hard way, but you don't have to learn it the hard way. Are you here with me? You are not. You are. He went. Do you know what it means that? Give me this one in Message Bible. You know what it means that he went to live prodigal? Let's read together. It wasn't long. Onya sikana. Before the younger son packed his bags and left for a distant country. There, listen, undisciplined, dissipated. He wasted everything he had. 3 things he did. Undisciplined, dissipated. He wasted everything he had. You look back. Master, stop saying you are under a curse. You waste. Are you here? You are not here with me. Is it true? It's not true. Let me say something about one of our centers. We were doing Can God, and we said people should camp. People who are camping, they ate food. They ate ampesi. I said, hey, camping is fasting. When you camp, it is fasting time. Yes. Camp. After you break, it is Gary. You didn't come to convention to enjoy life. You came to convention to be full with the Holy Ghost, not to be full with banku and fufu. That is why some pastors are rich and some pastors are poor. They use all their money to buy fufu for people. Instrumentalists, do you take salary? Do you take pay? There are some churches, as soon as they close church, the people line up. Next. They will pay everybody in line. Then the girlfriends too will follow. Next. Are you with me? So the church doesn't have money. Look at somebody, are you disciplined? I didn't hear you. What did the person say? Look at somebody, do you have somebody who can discipline you? Who has one? If you don't have one, you don't have a father yet. I have a son who wants to buy a house, $132,000. He sent it to me. Last 2 years, he wanted to buy a similar house. After talking through with me, I even went to the place to see the house myself. He changed his mind. Now he's brought me another one. He wanted to buy $132,000. I gave him keys and how he can use to assess if the building is worth it. Some of you, anything you see, you want to buy. Anything you see, you want to buy. That's why your house is full of rats and cockroaches. You bought everything at the mall. Or is it true or it's not true? And when you buy it, you don't use it. Your friends will come and take it away. Can we go on? Look at someone and say, do you have a disciplined life? Fathers, I said they do what? They protect. They do what? The next one. Okay, they protect, they guide, they do what? They give you opportunity. Have I given only 3? Hey. They what? They protect you away from waste. Ask Pastor David and Pastor Victor when they were staying with me. If you have to wake up at 3 to pray and I come and find you sleeping, I don't wake you. I pour blocks of water on you and your bed. It is not wickedness. It is that you can't sleep again. So to avoid the blocks and the cold water, you get up. One day, I had these young prophets who said God has called them. They said they don't believe that Pastor David and Pastor Victor can pray for long. So they argued. So they took them to a breed where we started one of our branches. The people couldn't last 24 hours. They ran. And I don't go be. Tell them, that's their name. They went to the place. They ran. The weather in a breed can be so cold. You can't even see people face to face. And yet you must get up to pray. Can we go on? Look at someone and say, are you disciplined? And let me tell you, some of you, anytime anybody disciplines you, the next thing you do is that you move away from the person. I said, me them in pain. Now when I pay to coca. Most often, when fathers are disciplined, beginning you would think they are wicked. But when you mature, I heard, is it Wendy saying that? It's when they depart from your life that you look back and say that something is missing. There's a big vacancy. Oh, is it true or is not true? Is it true or is not true? Oh, amen? I didn't hear your amen. I didn't hear your amen. The next verse, please. After he had gone through all his money, there was a bad famine all throughout the country, and he began to hurt. Now hear me, give me the New King James. Hear me. You see, life is such that it is not always going to be rosy. You see, when things are cool, it is very easy to feel like you are boss. But what defines men from boys is what they have been through. When you are a boy, you've not been through anything. A man, a father has been through it. That's why he has gotten there. He had money. He was wasting it. That wasn't the problem. The waste was one trouble. But when the season changed, from and to other, let me tell you this. Some time ago, it was a church member. Whilst we were in church like this, They organized and went to Pastor Victor's house. They stole his TV, his sister's TV, and things from the house. After church, we all went there, sympathized with him. And I was laughing. So someone asked me, why you laugh? I said, this thing Pastor Victor lost. 3 months, we get it back. Because the things don't define him. He defines the things. Some of you, if you lose your job, that will be your end. If your marriage breaks down, that will be your end. Because you see, things define you. You don't define things. And that's the difference between men and boys. You lose things and you're like, my word has crashed. Your word has crashed. I want to commit suicide. Why? My boyfriend left me. There's something wrong with you. What? Is he the only boy? If you like, come, I'll give you handsome men. Where are the guys? Handsome men, wave. Wonderful. Who will treat you with VVIP? My sons in this church know how to treat men because they are like their father. They know how to treat women. They are like their father. Somebody came to me and said, I want to marry a pastor. I said, why? He said, look at all the pastors. The way they treat their wife. All their wives drive good car. I said, you want one of the pastors to marry? Some say severe famine will come. I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you. Some of you, as soon as you get pay, then your life change. Pay 200 Ghana cedis a month. Then your wings rise up. You feel cooler. You buy fried rice and chicken here, kelewele here, buff fruit here. You come home, sit behind table, and then they say, your madam or your boss say, can you get me water? I'm eating when I finish. Don't worry, you have arrived. Some people, as soon as they get visa, their life change. Master, you can get a visa and go to America, and you return back. I'm not lying to you. Let me tell you this. A lot of people are failing in life because one of the duties of a father is that fathers are prophetic priests over people. Fathers define paths. They define destination. Fathers can determine how fast or how slow your life will be. Reuben, you are unstable as water. You will not excel. Like play. The guy didn't excel. The man blessed Jacob. The guy prospered. He didn't give it to Esau. He said, what are you telling me? If you compare this prodigal son story, the story of Jacob and Esau, it is two different things. Jacob went for the blessing. Esau got the possessions. But Jacob was more blessed than Esau. All that Jacob got was his father said, I increase you in corn and wine. Go and prosper. Your brothers will serve you. So and so forth. And his brother chased him out of the country. He left the country. And yet, his brother was in the house with all the cattle ranch, all the goat and sheep. His brother came back after 21 years and was more prosperous than him. Why? The blessings of the Lord is what makes a man rich. Your amen is not good here. Hear me. Any son who does duty for a father and takes pay is an illegal son. When you do things for a father, you should count yourself as an unprofitable servant. Inheritance sons, I have a message on inheritance sons and all kinds of things. Inheritance sons don't look for pay. They look for blessings. Because whatever their father have, they have an inheritance in it. I just can't imagine that my sons preach, and they say, because we preach, and they don't even think about it. Let me tell you this. I've seen people who do things for fathers and they take pay. Now, I didn't say, listen to me, pay Okay, let me give you an example. You went to buy a shoe. The shoe is 20 cedis. You can't sell the shoe 25 cedis to your father. The worst you can do is to give it to him at the same price. You don't serve your father for profit. Your face has changed. Because that is, some of you even chobo your father. Let me tell you this. I have a spiritual father, Pastor John Payton, US. He will tell me, son, your place is too small. You must expand. Get a big land and expand. I'm trusting God to send you money. You know what he has just done? He has just prophesied. The next moment, I'm digging. He's not sent me money. Don't think he sent me money. No, I'm digging. Because hear me. Genesis 2:5b. He said, God had not caused it to rain because there was no man to till the ground. When you till the ground, God will bring the rain. Good. For the Lord God had not caused it to rain on the earth, and there was no man to till the ground. I sent a message, Papa, I've begun the thing you told me to do. He said, you have begun. God will bring you the supply. The following week, one of my sons, this is 10,000. The following week, one of my sons, this is 15,000. You see the thing? This man is just speaking. He's not brought money. But people are bringing money. See, the thing is that you serve because you want even what is in your father's pocket to be given to you. A father can tell you, go and prosper, and that is all you needed. Because, let me tell you this. If you go through, if you go through the old times, if you do something without the blessing of your father, you will return home. You want to marry without your father's blessing because your father is an occult or a Buddhist or a drunkard. And so what? There's a DNA in him that is in you. If when he speaks, that DNA will be resurrected. You are quiet, pal. You are too quiet. Am I in bridge? Yes. Hey! About from where they are moving you to. I'm saying, where did you get that key that you don't get anything? Let me tell you, the Bible said, the one who knows this scripture very well in this church is Priscilla. I used it to teach some time ago. A servant was in his house and he cooked for his master. And when he cooked, he couldn't eat some until his master has finished eating. And when they asked him, are you not going to eat? He said, no, until my boss has finished eating, I can't eat some. Then his boss said, thank you. I said, no, I'm an unprofitable servant. Whatever I am today is because of you. So if I'm doing anything, it's because of you. Now the problem with our generation is that we are a prodigal generation. We waste. You see, the kind of anointing that is in our generation, our fathers didn't have. The kind of money our world is having now. Look, when I was a kid, if they say $20 million for a country, that is big money. But these days, it is nothing. The waste is high in Africa. Because Africa don't honor fathers. Everybody is a boss. You are too quiet. Too. I have people in this room, I'll mention names. They come and tell me, Daddy, I'm going to date this person. I said, in 3 months, this is what will happen. In 4 months, this is what. In this time, by this month, the relationship will break. And they say that it is my mouth. That cause it's not my mouth. When I hear you tell me the character of the person, I can depict the future of that person. A father is a prophetic eye and a priest. When you hear the story of the lady you are going to marry, I can depict that 3 years. Divorce straight. Somebody came to me. We are going to get married. I said, is that so? Have you both fought before? Hey, the way we love each other, we've never fought. I said, go back. You are not ready for marriage. He said, Pastor, we have not fought before. I said, fight first and come. Go and fight. Argue and come back. Somebody is misbehaving. Oh, yes, please. Yes, please. Yes, please. They did the please will finish. It will be left with yes. Look, I have people in this church, like Pastor Charles. The day Pastor Charles came to me and told me that I want to marry Abby, I said, when? I didn't even talk about it. I said, when? I have another son. Pastor Daniel brought the family to church. Pastor Daniel came to introduce the son, the lady to me, and the lady is another guy, and said, this is this lady, and this is the friend. I said, it's not a friend. They are dating. They are boyfriend, girlfriend. When are you getting married? Some too, when they say, this is my boyfriend, I say, is that so? Okay. Okay, oh. Say, Pastor, when should we get married? Let's pray, oh. You don't get a signal. And most of the people say, let's pray. After a while, you see the causes and effects coming up like a mighty rushing wind. Why? Because every son, every father sees ahead. Can I go on? Now go back to the prodigal son. He wasted his last time. Said, don't waste it. Now let's go on. When he had spent all, there arose a severe famine in the land, and he began to be in want. Let me tell you, what made Joseph higher than almost Pharaoh was because he solved a famine problem. He was in prison, but he was more wiser than Pharaoh and his magicians. So Pharaoh made him father. Read the Bible. Pharaoh made Joseph the father of all the magicians. Because let me tell you this. Hey, don't sleep. What a wow. Hear me. A man who have not gone through what you are going through cannot help you. You see, suffering is not a theory or hypothesis. Life is too expensive to be joked with. I give counsel and I put my neck on the ground. I said, watch this. And I've not seen anybody I gave counsel to that said I was wrong. Why? Because me, my bro, Charlie, I didn't just get up and go to where I am. Oh, amen. Your amen is no good at all. Let's read it. Go. I told you Pharaoh made Joseph what? Father over all the what? Read. Go. See, when God sent me here, by God, he has made me a father to Pharaoh. Why was he a father? Because he was the one who solved the famine problem. The problems you solve determines your pay in life. You are poor because you don't solve any problem. When you create problems, you pay people to solve it. People who bring problems in companies are fired. They are never promoted. People who solve problems are always promoted. If you have not been promoted, you are not solving problem. You are quiet. It's Father's Day. Let me talk. Yay! It is coming. It's coming. It is coming small, small. Look at someone and say, what will you do in famine? What will you do if one day your wife takes a knife and is chasing you? Recently, I was talking to somebody, and I said, a new wedded couple, they were misbehaving. And I said, So your husband, if he misbehaves, what will you do? Say he will misbehave. I ask him the next question. Okay, assuming he misbehaved. So my new church, the pastor will call him to order. I said, is that so? I asked the boy, can that pastor slap you? He said, no. I said, have I slapped you before? He said, yes. You do slap him back? No, I stood still. Anybody you can slap and will still salute you. One day, this guy misbehaved in front of Pastor Tony's office. I don't know what you were there. I don't know what happened. Before when I slapped the boy, the people who were accusing him just said, no, this boy is too disciplined to be in trouble. We left him. Let's process him in another process. But hear me. Sometimes the problem with all of us, hear me, the problem with all of us. Can I say what I'm going to say? We like a long journey than a short journey. We want to experience it for ourselves. Master, I don't have time to go to Mars, to go to space, to know that there are planets. Master, they've written it, the book is there. Before I use mobile phone, I don't have time to know about interconnectivity and molecules and electrons and how they do the core. Master, by the time I do, I'll miss a business deal. If I die, does it go? Good. It is there. I don't need to understand how mobile phone works. It works. Unfortunately, the only time people start changing is when they spend all. The woman with the issue of blood. He said, I told God, I'm tired though. It's like when people have spent all, then they come. I want to meet people when they are rich. So that I can chop some. Because interestingly, most often, I wish we were not live. I can't say more. I can't maneuver politics. Read the statement there. Everybody read and go and shout the last word. Go. But when he has spent all, there arose a severe famine in that land, and he began to be. There's a difference between want and need, though. Want means even water to drink. There are things I need I don't have, I live. But want. The Lord is my shepherd. You are wanting because you don't have the Lord as your shepherd. Want. Can I go on? He began to be in want. Now, psychology by the next verse 15. Then, you see, when he has spent all, instead of thinking about going home, he changed his friends. He went and joined himself to the citizen of that country, and he sent him into his field to feed. Listen, this guy was a rich man's son. Please hear me. He goes to a far country, he lives a big time life. Now he draws close to people and he becomes poor, and now the people he goes to join, they don't value him. He goes to them that I want a job, and they look at him from head to toe. And say the job that fits you is that you feed swine. You feed quail. Charles will be your brother. Let me give an example. when TFU to now, your husband will beat you. When they call you and they say, how are you? Say, Daddy, I'm fine. Everything is fine. Everything is very, very okay. Then the guy is on you. If I say it. Well, we are fine. You come, your eye is so, what happened? I hit my head. It's a blow. The man doesn't work, doesn't do anything. The little money you put there, he will take all the money and go and waste it. You can't talk. Who are you going to talk to? And instead of you humbling yourself and going to, I have messed up. I said, welcome back home. I want to go back home. You decide to change friends. The problem is not friends. I said it on those who came to church. Is it Wednesday or no, Friday? I said, listen, your friends don't change. When you change, your friends change. Your friends have changed because you have changed. And some people say that since I became born again, my friends don't like me. No, the problem is not your friend. The problem is the level of thinking you are operating in. They don't fit into it. Now, most of it, when you start associating with certain people and their thinking begins to affect your thinking, certain class of people don't operate with you again. They naturally go away. You are not getting me. Pastor Charles, be up. Be up. Are you the youngest pastor? You are the youngest. He's the youngest pastor. I saw him when he was very young. Small boy. I was telling somebody yesterday. Sitting his father's house as air conditioned. Those days in Malam. I asked he and his brother to come and do fasting in the church. They will sleep in mosquito. This one was higher there. Mosquito infested, leave the air conditioned. That time it looks like I was in Yesheke. He goes to school, he said he's doing this. I said, don't do it. Pass here. I said, go and teach people Facebook. That time, Pastor Daniel saw where I kicked. They didn't even know what is even password. And to roast them all. That time, Facebook has come fresh. I have to teach them what is Facebook, what is social media, teach church members how to be on the internet. After that, they paid him money. Being a son, he brought me the money and I chop. Do you remember? They all say, oh, thank you for teaching us. Okay, Daddy, this is the thing they gave me. I said, God bless you, my son. I took the money and I chopped. I said, this God, I said, no, pass here, pass here. Today, God is blessing him. Exactly 2-3 years ago, Father's Day. Yeah, my car. His family brought you to me. His first offering, tithe, was less than 1 Ghana cedis. You are lefenoche. Sometimes he comes to me and says, this is the problem. I said, this is the solution. Does it make sense? My solutions don't make sense. He will go and foolishly apply it, then he's going. I said, I lay. Please take your seat. When we travel together, he's our cook and our messenger. He cooks for all of us. We send him by this back. By the time we wake up, me and Pastor Tony, actually Pastor Tony is older than me, so I'm older than him. He will do all the rounds. But interestingly, some of us, when we are failing, instead of we admitting we are failing, we still pumping more capital. God may break you heart if you you still want to show him that you love him. So you have gone for a device that you will use to make it better. A better definition. Who have you joined? Listen, he departed from a father, became independent, then he chose wrong company. When you are down, you don't need anybody to lift you down. Fathers don't put people down. Fathers lift people up. The people he went to join put him down. You are poor, deal with pigs. And those days, for you to be rearing pigs was the poorest satanic job you can ever do. It was worse than prostitution. And now he was so hungry that the food that he has to give to pigs, you know the food that pigs eat? How many of you know pigs' food? Please. Waste. He wanted to eat some. You see, let me tell you this. The company you keep determines your appetite. The company you keep will determine your appetite. Your company you keep is the reason why you take in Tramor. You don't like Tramor. It's the company. You drink the Nkwapia because of company. You don't like women, or women is the company. Look at who have you joined? I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you. Master, if you join great people, you become great. Oh, I think it's not true. I think it is not true. Is it true? It's not true. Yeah. Henry has come to stay with me. Henry, your room, is there water heater? Is there condition? Yeah. Where you were sleeping before, was there water heater? But can I laugh at him? I go to his room at night. There's a bed. He sleeps on the floor. You go, he's put his head on the mattress as pillow. And his body is on the floor. He's here to grab it. Harry, am I lying? I go to the room and look at him. So he's here to grab. This is bed. He has dressed the bed. He doesn't want to sleep on the bed for the bed to even get bad. So he sleep on the floor so that tomorrow morning he can get up. Now, I didn't ask him to come and stay with him because he's a good boy. No. Because he was very serviceable around me. Very, very serviceable to Pastor Charles. There were times he wanted to misbehave. I told him, no, do this. And he listened to me and stayed with Pastor Charles. I said, oh, if you can do that, then why not? We can pick you up from there. See, the problem with you is that Olechon. He came to meet me. I'm not supposed to say that, Daddy, my rent is due. And I don't want to borrow money, loan. I always take loan to pay for rent. So what do? I said, I'll call you back in 2 weeks. I spoke to my wife. I said, he's good. He washes my car. He cleans around. He takes care of me in the office. And so let him come home. So that by the time he's leaving, he would have saved money to rent a place. You know, a father gives support. I've cut down his cost of living. Sometimes in the morning when I'm coming to town, he sits in the car. He doesn't pay transport to work. And he sits in the car. One day, I was telling my wife that if there's an emergency, you can send Harry. He knows how to drive. So you see him in a car with just 7. Let me tell you, you are where you are because you are keeping wrong company. You see, all the people who are your friends are Household Association Incorporated. They don't go to work. Bank for housing and thank you. People who have decided not to marry, lesbians are your friends. You've joined the Friends Association of Women who hate men with passion. But the truth is that you are not a woman who hates men with passion. A man raped you. So instead of you speaking the truth, so that it can be dealt with, you've joined a company thinking it will secure you. Inside you want to marry. But in order to hide that pain, you have joined the company. We hate men with passion. Oh boy. Oh Mali. Like years ago, Joshua, cow. Pastor David and Pastor Victor, they told me that they want to be Roman fathers. Should I end or I should continue? They say they want to be Roman fathers. Today, I don't know what I say. You want to walk around me and be Roman father. Today, they are married. You want to be what? Roman father. Go and join Roman, you will be a Roman father. But when you are in bridge, you can dream it, but you will not achieve it. So the reason why you are dreaming and you're not achieving is company. Ask those who come from a Levite meeting. Their brain is metamorphosing. Because if I can't change what is in your mind, I can never change what is in your hand. Look and say, why do you like that company like that? Any little thing, then you pick your phone. Hello, are you there? I know you will always be there for me. But you know, last time you broke my heart, but I hope this time you won't break my heart. Do I come to your place or you come to my place? Yes, I miss you. That's why I'm calling. But the last time you didn't treat me well. I'm still angry with you, but I miss you. Promise me you will not do it again. Me, I should promise. I promise because of what I will get. I promise on my honor to be faithful and loyal. Why don't you talk to your father? No. You tell me not to go. You say all kinds of things and you rebuke me. And that's why I don't tell him anything. He rebuke me and tell me, sit down and go here fast. And I don't like to fast. I don't know. That is why you are where you are. You know very well that if you talk to your father or your mother about the thing, the answer they give you, you will not like. So you call your friend. What do you think? Me, if I advise somebody, go to ask somebody, what do you think? I disconnect. Because I'm a fool. Me, I'm a fool. You are also asking somebody. Daddy says this, what do you think? Now I think the brain we operate with is the same brain. Before we bought this land, Pastor Charles was saying, churches came, they brought them here. They said, this place is a useless place. Nothing can develop here. Me, I got here, I said, Kai, this is the best place. Now, it's an envy for people. Because what this my eyes see, people, you see, many people want to see rich people. They see you in car, but you are a houseboy driving your boss car. And they say you are great. Me, I don't see it like that. I want to see you in Chalawati, and I can tell you how great you are. Look at somebody. Who have you joined? Company of Late Church Commerce Association. Company of only coming to church on Sunday. Yeah, sorry, Sunday. Maybe I don't want to be around the man of God. I don't want to be among them. I don't want anything. I hear he sees a lot. I don't want to go in here. So that you be seeing my things. I don't want to see my things. I don't want to see my things. So the last time he asked me, what is my name? I lied. When he asked me, will I come to church? I said, yes, but I know I won't come. Hello? 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 George! You know, sorry. Uncle. Hey! You be going? Mutuo. Enemeba. That is for all of you, the same calamity befalls. Let's go on quickly. He will gladly have filled his stomach with a pulse that the swine, and no one gave him anything. Let me tell you this. The reason why no one gave to him is that you can only get what you give. He never gave, he spent. Spending is different from giving. Spending is different from investment. When you spend, you don't get anything out of it. When you invest, you are expecting something out of it. His father could have taught him about investment, but he wanted to spend. Hello? You are not here. The next verse, quickly. I don't have time. My time is far gone. 17. But when he came to himself, may you come to yourself. Now, whenever I read this story, everybody say, when he came to himself. Shout, when I come to myself. That means he was mad. From the day he decided to ask for his father's property, he went mad. Are you on stage sleeping? When he came to himself. When he did what? He that the gods wants to destroy, they first make mad. Anytime the devil will destroy you, he will let you start thinking weird thinking. Look at someone, are you yourself? Talk to someone for me. Ask someone, are you yourself? Or somebody is pulling you? Look at someone, what is doing you? Who is doing you? Your tree Bible and can say, "Neho ba neho sono." Look at us, wake up, 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 wake up. Some of you, I don't know what that love is killing you. Love. It is your problem is love. Or don't not chill. So you don't want to listen to anybody. You are feeling groovy. So when you feel groovy, you can feel heartbeats. Let me tell you this. One thing every father must do for you is to change the people you love. Because the people you love will determine your next level. If you love wrong people, you go wrong places. One of the things I always do for people who come near me is I change their friends. Because if I can't change your friends, I can't change your company, I can't show you what you must be. One of my daughters, I'll mention her name, sent me a message today. Said, thank you for taking me away from my vision of being a slave queen. You are laughing. Your own is in your head. Slave queen. Some of you don't even know what is slave queen because you don't know that company. Look at someone say, today you must come to yourself. I didn't hear you. I didn't hear. Say, I didn't hear. Say, you must come to yourself. Say, you must come to yourself. Yeah. Look at where is your mind right now? You see, you meet somebody tells you, you are my everything. I can't do without you. Without you, I can't survive. And you met somebody just 3 weeks. He has changed your mind over all the things that God has invested in your head. May you come to yourself. Because of this relationship, you stop going to school. Your parents give you money. You use it to support this person. No, there's something wrong with your brain. I wanted to mention the medical term for that disorder, but it's okay. Now, you that used to have appetite for holiness, had appetite for great things, appetite for this thing, now your appetite has reduced to pig level appetite. You sit down and what you are thinking about is 3 some, 4 some, 5 some. When you meet people and you are talking, this one says, I've slept with 12 people for the year. Say, yours is small. I'm getting to 25. Can you say, okay, I promise you, but next week I'll overtake you. When people sit down and they are talking, I just invested $20 million into the business and I'm looking for it for another $5 million. People are doing this. You look at where your brain is passing. When people pass their exams, they got 90% and they want 100%, and they are thinking about how they can come out 100%. You got 40%. But because the one, all your friends got 39, you are happy. Forgetting that all the destiny is not the same. You got 40%, they got 39, 38, 20, 15. Because come to yourself. I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you. The next thing, a true father sows enough seed that no matter where you are, you will always remember the things they told you. I know people who live bridge and they still remember the things. You see, when you are misbehaving and you have been listening to me very well, you will see my face looking at you. How many of you know what I'm talking about here? It's as if I'm there. I'm not there. It's my words that I spoke that is speaking to you. But so with you, let somebody come to yourself. Okay, you don't understand that English. It means, give me a message, Bible. Come to your senses. You are crazy. Let's read. That brought him to his senses. That brought him to his what? I didn't hear you. That brought him to his what? All his 5 senses were dead. Can I continue? Oh, can I continue? Look at him and say, do you have your senses intact? But when his senses came, no, listen, he was still thinking locally, not globally. He has stopped becoming international. He still said, I'm going back to my father's house. I'm not worthy to be his son anymore because servants, even in his house, are prospering. Ordinary people are prospering. Ordinary Mr. Nobody, Mrs. Nobody, they are making it in life. So let me go back home. Look at somebody, go home. I didn't hear you say go home. I didn't hear you say go home. One of the things I have about my 10 commandments is home. Someone say home. How many of you have a home? Please. I didn't say how many of you have a house. A home is a place that no matter what you do, they can accept you for the way you are. They will not raise your past. they will not raise a finger. You will be accepted. That one of the highly recommended duties of a father, if you can't do that, you cannot be a father. A father must have a heart to forgive at all times. If you can't do that, you can't call yourself a father. Because children will always misbehave. God is a father, true or false? How many times do we go to him? Every day. He said, I will arise and go to my father. And I will say to him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and before you. And I'm no longer worthy to be called your son. It's a lie. Once a son, make me like one of your hired servants. If you hire me and you pay me, it's even better than where I am. And he arose and came to his father. But when he was still a great way of listen, he went afar. But let me tell you this, that he forgot the father, but the father never forgot the son. Fathers never forget their children. The guy forgot he had a father, but every day the father was standing at where the son left, the junction, waiting for him. When are you coming? When are you coming? Why was the father waiting? He knew he would come. He knew that the thing is not in riches. He knew he would come. How many of you have such a father who is waiting for you? Oh, your hands are down. You have a father who is waiting for you. How many of you go home and confess all your sins? These days, people will come and lie. You see, it wasn't my fault. It wasn't my. It is circumstances beyond my control. Whenever you hear this statement, listen to it. Circumstances behind my control is two words: circum and stand. You were standing in a circle. You should have moved. Circumstance, circle, circum, stand. From right, we translate a memo earpiece. Circum is circle. Stand is you are in the middle of a circle. Anywhere you move, it is still chasing you. Get out. You are standing in a circle. Move. Can I tell you this? We have a father in God whose arms is always waiting. Most people say that God cannot accept me. I've been so naughty. I've been so bad. You don't even know what I've done. You are not better than Moses. He murdered. You are not better than David. He slept with somebody's wife and killed him. You are not better than Noah. He got drunk. You are not better than Abraham. He lied. That his wife was his sister. You are not better than Peter. He denied Jesus 3 times. But Peter denied Jesus. Jesus went looking for him. A true father will always look for the children, even if they don't want to come home. Amen? So he arose and came to his father. But when he was great way of his father saw him and had compassion on him, and he fell on his neck and kissed him. Kissed his neck. He was dirty, but he still got a kiss. He had not washed. He's just coming from the pen of pigs, dirty with toilet. He hugged him. Amen? Then he said, well, let's read together. Father, I've sinned against heaven and in your sight. I am no longer worthy to be called your son. 22. Now give me message Bible in this. It will interest you. As he was saying that I'm not worthy, the father was not listening to him. The father was not interested in how he spent the money. The father was not interested in how he wasted his life. All the father wanted is come back home. Let's go. But the father wasn't listening. He was calling to the servant, quick, bring a clean set of clothes, dress him, put a family ring on his finger and sandals on his feet. 3 things a father will do for you. Number one, fathers give a covering, put a cloth on him. 2, fathers give stability, give him a new sandals. 3, fathers give authority, put a ring on his hand. Look at something. It's time to go home. How many of you have a home? How many of you have a home? The Catholics have something they do. They call something confession. Is it true or it's not true? Where you go and talk to Father, I have sinned. Then you do. Why do they do that? Because everybody needs a home where he or she can open up and talk, be healed, be delivered. Where he can be accepted for who they are. Because you cannot change anybody. You can never change anybody until you first accept them for who they are. If the person cannot accept you that this is you, the person can help you to change. Next time, I'll continue and talk about the second son who stayed at home and yet was a useless son. Some people have all the property available to them, but they will never increase it. But today I'm talking about this son that they call the prodigal son, who left. But he had to go home. Look at someone say, go home. Abrampa, don't sleep, go home. Look at someone say, please go home. And go to somebody who can give you. How many things have I mentioned about fatherhood? Hey, more than 3. How many? More than 4. I gave you guides, protects, gives you opportunities, keeps you away from waste. Before I came to give you covering this, a father changes your company. So how many have I given you so far? Who do you have that have these qualities? I didn't mention everybody's name. Look at someone. Say, do you have anybody who have these qualities? Okay. Don't mention anybody's name. If you have anybody who has these qualities, can you have your right hand up? You have anybody who has these qualities? Okay. If you don't have one with these qualities, can I see your hand up? You don't know anybody with all these qualities. You don't know anybody. Okay, I'm coming. You don't want to mind me. Let me say this. It's 3 categories. You know somebody who has it. You don't want to mind me. You don't have anybody. So I'm going to start again. You won't mind me. Let me see your hands up. Is there anybody's hand up? They wanted to try. Who was that? So that I'll ask some of you. Okay, number 2. You don't have anybody like that. Let me show you up. You don't. One hand, God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. Can I ask those of you who don't have anybody like that a question? And I know the answer. You don't trust anybody. And the reason why you don't trust anybody is because you don't trust yourself. How many of you have somebody you can talk to like that? You can go home to. Look at somebody whose hand is not up and ask the person, are you yet to come to your senses? Please ask somebody for me, I beg. Look at somebody and say, has anybody ever given you an opportunity before? Has anybody ever guided you before? Has anybody ever protected you before? Is anybody a prophetic priest who can tell you how you must live your life? Do you have anybody who loves you the way you are? Look at someone and say, do you have anybody who can give you a shoe? I'm not joking now. Please, I'm quiet, but I'm not joking now. Most of you don't have stability in marriage because nobody has given your marriage a shoe. Most people don't have stability in business because nobody has given you wisdom to stabilize your business. Because you are the boss. A father gives you stability. Let me ask you a question. How many of you have had a dream and you mentioned my name in a dream and demons ran away before? Let me see your hands up. Only Antiagi. Oh, let me see your hands up. Let me see your hands up. Feel free. I know some of you already. Don't be shy. I won't call you. I won't call you. I promise I won't call you. Don't be shy. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, good, 6, 7. Now there are many. Okay, I have 7. So let's go. The rest you can keep your hands down. 7 is okay. A father gives authority. A son's authority stems from his father. One day, play Abba Father on the thing for me. I walked to the castle of the presidency with Pastor David. When we got there, he met his classmates that wanted him to be a soldier man or a policeman. And when they met him, they saluted him. And they took his phones from him, including my phone. When we got to the presidency, they asked, where's our phone? And they said, the security man down has taken it. So Pastor David wanted to go down for it. He said, no. They called. The one who took the phone should return the phone to us. So his mate, classmate, came and handed over the phone. There are certain things you get because of who you are working with. One day, a group of people said they are taking us to the Flagstaff house. We got to the Flagstaff house. Everything was bizarre. Security checkpoint, everything. So I told them that the person who is taking us there is not taking us anywhere. And true, we didn't go anywhere. The next time we were going, I did 1 or 2 calls. Right from entrance to the inside. Pass it. Because if you deal with nobodies, you are treated as a nobody. How many of you think your company must change? Yeah. Best of the same feathers flock together. Evil communication corrupts good manners. Look at someone and say, can I change your friends? How many of you want God to help you change your friends? Look for good friends. Abba, I belong to you. Let me say this. Last year, how many remember last year Father's Day? We did a service in the evening for people. One of my daughters can never forget it. She wished she would do it again this year because I spent time blessing people. She's gotten all that she wanted. Wedding, marriage, pregnancy, children, in just 1 year. That's the time, I remember last year, I got so much money. I said, this thing, I wish I can do it every year, every day. But this year, I'm not doing it. You know why? Because it's not the money I'm after. I want to see you succeed. I want to see you succeed. I want to see you what? How many of you want to succeed? Are you sure? Am I successful? Are you sure? Then I'm more inside. So please try and take some of my brain. Let's be on our feet, please. Is the room too hot? How many of you are feeling hot? Please, the end there, switch on the ACs at the end there. I want you to go to 7 people and tell them that come home. Okay, tell them, go home. You more than the ground I'm standing on. Can someone sing the song for me? Tell somebody who has not been go home. Tell them, go home, go home.
Find me.
Look at them and say, I say go home.
Inside me. Reality.
Tell somebody, go where they can beat you. And you are still a son. Anybody who is shy of telling you your mistakes cannot be your father. A father should be able to look at you and say, this is wrong. This is not good. And if you don't like me for that, you be a church member, but don't call me daddy. The first person to call me my daddy in this church was Mrs. Okra. She personified the dad. She personified it and said, "You are my daddy." My dad. And she says it still. Some say, "Good morning, dad." That is different. It's not my dad. Everybody can be a dad. Let me ask a question. How many of you see me as your father? Which of the fathers? Can I have the words of the song on the screen? Who is in the studio? Everybody just read. You are more real than what? That's talking about the Father. You are more real than what? The winds in my lungs. The next word. Your thoughts define me. You are inside me. You are my reality. The next one. The next verse. You are closer than the skin on my bones. The guy went afar off. You are closer than a song on my tongue. You came running down my prodigal road. You came running with a ring and a robe. Grace is a collusion on the way back home. With the arms, where is it? With the arms of a father who won't let go. Look at someone say, if you don't have a father, look for one very fast. Do you know why with my pastors I can seize their car? Because their car is my car. They bought it, not me. But it's my own. I can seize their phone. But I dare not. I tell people that if you want to know people's heart, collect their phone. Some of you, if I say, give me your phone right now, you will tell me you have stopped church. Because the things in the phone, the nude pictures, sometimes I tried it, give me your phone. They are deaf and dumb now. I said, take it back. I want you to talk to God and God, I need a real father. Everyone, let it be your prayer. You just don't need a pastor, you need a father. I want you to talk to God, you need a father. A father acts like a priest and yet a prophet. Determine the speed of your progress, the pace of your success. It is not about age. If Samuel was alive, David would not have done what he did with Bathsheba. If even that was the case, David would have sought counsel and not killed Uriah. That's one thing about a father. It might look like a simple prayer, but it's a serious prayer. Abide with me. Abide with me. Don't let me fall. Don't let go. Walk with me and never leave. Ever close, God, abide with me. Abide with me. Abide with me. Don't let me fall. Don't let go. Walk with me. Never leave. Ever close. Lord, abide. Now lift up your two hands. Let the place be quiet apart from the keyboard playing for now. Nobody's singing. Let's play chords for me. I want to do some blessing, but before that, I want you to just play chords. Just play chords. Play keyboard too, if it's possible. Softly and tenderly, Jesus is calling, calling for you and for me. Patiently waiting, waiting, and He's calling. Calling for you and for me. Come home. Come home. You who are weary, come home. Lift it up. Endlessly tenderly, Jesus is calling, calling, oh sinner, come. If you are going through things you can't talk to anybody about it, just step forward for me, please, quickly. I just want to pray with you. You are going through things you can't talk to anybody. Just step forward. You just can't talk to anybody about it. You just can't talk because nobody will understand, nobody will get it. Nobody will understand, nobody will get it, but you are going through things. Step forward. Come home. Come home. I want you to see that you've come to Jesus, not to me, please. I can't help you. See like Jesus is standing in front of you, about to talk to Him. Earnestly, tenderly, Jesus is calling, calling, oh sin. Menina nantil Efie kakrebi Mini Yesu anantil Efie kakrebi Oyonyonkwa Orindi wujamoda nyinaremu mininamena oyonyonkwa orinzimihamoda. If you are going through, I'm still seeing some people. Tipe nyinaremu mininamena oyonyonkwa. Can someone lead a song for me? Orinzimihamoda Tipe nyinaremu mininamena oyonyonkwa I want to feel this. Oh, what peace we often for of it. Oh, what needless pain we bear. Oh, because we do not everything to God in prayer. Can we find a friend so faithful? Come on. Can we find a friend so faithful, who in all our sorrows, Jesus knows our every weakness. Jesus knows our every weakness. Take it to the Lord. Take it to. You stand here, begin to pray. Can we find a friend so faithful? Can we find a friend so faithful, who will all our sorrow share? Jesus knows. Jesus knows. He knows. Because take it to the Lord. Do thy friends despite forsake thee. Do thy friends. Do thy friends despite forsake thee. Take it to the Lord in prayer. In his arms he will take and shield you. In his arms he will take and shield you. Thou will find a solace there. Talk about it to him. Don't talk to anybody. Pour it out. If the tears want to flow, let it flow. Camera, don't pick anybody crying. I don't want to see it. Don't pick. You can pick from their back. Let the tears flow. Cameras, don't pick anybody from the front, please. I want them to be themselves. Take it. Take it. I've had many tears and sorrows. Come on, I've had questions for tomorrow. There have been times I didn't know right from wrong. But in every situation, God gave me blessed consolation. Through my trials, He made me know I am His own. I thank Him for the mountains. Thank Him for the valleys. Thank you, God, for all you brought me through. If I never had a problem, I wouldn't know my God can solve it. I wouldn't know what faith in God can do. I'll repeat it. I thank Him for the mountains. I thank Him for the valleys. Thank you, God, for all you brought me through. If I never had a problem, I wouldn't know my God can solve. Don't be outside joining if you are part of it. What faith in God can do. That's why I say, through it all. What have you done? Through it all. What have you done? I've learned to trust in Jesus. I've learned to trust in God. Through it all. To depend upon His word. Keep praying. I've been to many places and I have seen so many faces, but there are times I feel that I'm all alone. In my lonely hours, I call them precious lonely hours. He made me strong. He made me feel I am His own. Let the tears flow, don't hide it. Through it all. Through it all, I've learned. He's never failed me. I've learned to depend upon His word. Let the place be quiet. No keyboard. God is doing a work on hearts now. Don't touch them, leave them. Don't give them any tissue yet. Talk to God. Talk to Him. Nobody can understand your pain, I know. There was one day I did a ministration here and I called all pastors' wives and I prayed with them. And I said, yes, pastors' wives go through things. No, they can't tell anybody. Who ministers to the pastor's wife? They can't discuss it with anybody. So I understand that people go through things, they can't talk, they can't say it, they can't discuss it. It's a no-go area. Yeah. But the pain is real. But talk to Him. The song the choristers sang, He's closer than the ground you stand on. He's closer than the ground. He's closer than the breath in your lungs. He's even closer than the skin on your body. Call Him Abba Father. That is His name. Pour it out. Talk to Him. Talk to Him. Sometimes you wish you had A shoulder to lean on and speak and speak and speak and speak and speak until there's nothing more to say. But I found myself in that place before when I had the shoulders of God to lean on. And I know He can afford to give you same. He will give you same. Don't speak in tongues. No. Talk to Him like He's standing in front of you. Open your mouth. I don't even want camera to pick your lips. That's why I said the camera should move away. If I did a service for you standing here, I'm okay. If you are here, you've never had a real father before, join them. If you've never had a real father in life before, whether biological or spiritual, you've never experienced a father before. You've never experienced a father before. I've been one victim myself, so I know how it is. You started struggling in life all by yourself. Sometimes you talk to your parents about daddy and say, don't talk about daddy. I don't want to hear about daddy. Maybe you had a father, but somewhere along the line you lost a father. And that gap is so wide now. It is so wide. I can never forget the feeling of hugging my dad the first time. I've hugged before, but that was different. That was really different. I want you to tell God that you want Him to be your father from today. You standing here. Church can also pray that prayer. And give me the scripture in Romans chapter 8. It said, by the spirit of adoption, we cry out and say, Abba, Father. He adopted us. For you did not receive the spirit of bondage again to fear, but you received the spirit of adoption, by whom we cry out. We cry out, Abba, Father. The reason why we don't fear is because we have Abba, Father. I need a father. If your father is still alive and estranged from you, I speak prophetically that before the year ends, you will encounter your father. You will know your father, physical father. You will encounter him. Some of you, the one that abused you was your father. It's your father that has made you not to go. You don't trust any man. You don't want to be around any man because you were abused. There are some ladies, you've been going around men to men, and most of these men are very, very old than you. The reason is because you are looking for a father. It's a father you are looking for. That's the problem. So when an elderly person begins to show you kindness, you love the person. Why? Because he fills a vacancy. The only time you wake up is when you have been abused. When you have been abused, then like the prodigal son, you come to your senses. Where's AB? I hope you are not crying.
And you do not know which way to turn to. Your mind is clouded and you have lost clarity for your purpose. Your sight is blurred and you are blinded to your vision. You strive with the work of your hands, but your hands can't find its way to your mouth. Life comes with many battles and you can't retreat. You fight, yet you see defeat. You just need a key.